Welcome to The Explainer. Today, we're going to decode the master plan. You know, the one that lets these giant companies operate in wildly different worlds, from blockbuster movies all the way to massive theme parks.
I mean, really think about it. How can one single company do all of that? It's definitely not magic. We're about to pull back the curtain on the hidden playbook that giants like Disney use to manage their absolutely sprawling empires.
You see, none of this is random. Not at all. It's the result of a very deliberate, multi-layered strategic process that starts at the very, very top of the company.
So, where does this all begin? Well, we have to go to the very peak of the strategic pyramid. Every single decision, every product, every movie, it all starts with one thing: a clear, powerful mission. The legendary management consultant Peter Drucker said that before you do anything else, a company has to answer these fundamental questions. They sound simple, right? But failing to answer them honestly is why so many businesses ultimately fail. Just look at the difference here. On the left, you've got this corporate jargon that could honestly describe any company on the planet. But on the right, Google's mission is like a powerful compass. It's short, it's memorable, and it gives every single employee a clear direction for everything they do. Okay, so once you have that clear mission, what's next? Well, you have to divide the empire. A giant corporation just can't be managed as one single thing. It's got to be broken down into smaller, kind of independent kingdoms. We call these strategic business units, or SBUs. Think about the sheer complexity of a company like, say, General Electric. At its peak, it was managing 49 different SBUs. We're talking everything from powerful jet engines to the toaster in your kitchen, and each one had its own leader and its own game plan. Or take a media giant like News Corp. By treating its newspapers and its film studios as totally separate businesses, it allows each of those units to be really agile and to focus on its own unique market challenges. They don't get bogged down by some single monolithic strategy. So the empire is organized. The next big question is, how do we make it bigger? How do we expand it? Strategically, there are really three main paths you can take to grow. A company can either double down on what it already does, we call that intensive growth, or it can buy its suppliers or its competitors to control the whole process, that's integrative growth. Or it can just leap into a completely new field, and that's diversification. Now let's zoom in on that middle path, integrative growth, because this is where media companies perform their most impressive magic. It's how they turn a single boardroom decision into the entertainment you consume every single day. Okay, so it all starts with just one successful product, a hit movie from Universal Pictures. It absolutely smashes the box office, right? But that's just the beginning of the value chain. So what happens next? The parent company starts to leverage its other assets. It airs the movie on its own TV channels, maybe it develops a spin-off series. It's essentially squeezing every last drop of value from that one hit idea. And here's the crucial point. This whole integration thing culminates in a physical experience. That hit movie becomes a theme park attraction that you can actually go visit. I mean, it is an absolute masterclass in leveraging a single idea across an entire business portfolio. So we've seen the big picture. Now let's zoom in. Let's go from the entire corporate empire down to the game plan for just a single one of those business units. So the legendary strategist Michael Porter, he argued that there are really only three ways to win. You're either the cheapest, you're the most unique, or you completely dominate a tiny niche market. He said if you try to be a little bit of everything to everyone, you end up being nothing to anyone, and that is a proven recipe for disaster. But how does a business choose? How do they decide whether to be the cheapest or the best or the most focused? Well, they start with a brutally honest self-assessment using a tool called a SWOT analysis. It helps them map out their entire position in the marketplace. And finally, all of this high-level thinking, the mission, the growth path, the SBU strategy, it all gets translated into a concrete, actionable document, the marketing plan. This is the tactical playbook. This document guides everything. We're talking about what features a product will have, how it's going to be priced, how it's promoted, where it's sold, all of it. A really solid plan is always going to outline the market situation, define the strategy, and project the financials. But you know what? The most crucial part is often the last one, controls. It builds in a feedback loop to monitor progress,
so the plan can adapt instead of just breaking when things change.
And here's what that situation analysis looks like in the real world. This SWOT analysis for a fictional company, it's not just a list of stuff, it's a map. It shows them exactly where they are strong, where they are vulnerable, and where their biggest opportunities are hiding. It gives them a solid foundation to build their entire strategy on.
So from a corporate mission statement all the way down to a product sitting on a shelf, strategy is the invisible thread that connects everything. And now that you know the playbook, you have the tools to see it everywhere.